Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. I'm delighted as always to be joined by my co-colleague, my esteemed colleague, my friend, Elliot Gregg, as we go through another weekend of boxing action. As we say now, it's different format here, splicing and dicing, as you like to call it, Elliot, into three separate videos. The weekend of the 5th of August is what this video is about, and you're going to kindly take us through an undisputed world title fight, I believe. Take it away, Elliot.
Do thank you, Paul. I'm going to park my cowboy hat over here because we are in Dallas, Paul. We are coming for world featherweight title action, as you so rightfully and correctly say. It was a bit of a fight between Amanda Serrano and Heather Hardy. Quick tale of the tape, as we always like to do before we get into anything else. I'm actually going to start with the challenger, Heather Hardy, who's at 24-2 record, 4 KOs, stands at 5'5", 64-inch reach. She has competed obviously for the world featherweight title against Serrano before. This was back in 2019. That was the WBO world feather, WBC interim world feather title, where she lost over 10 rounds. But before that, she was a WBO world featherweight champion, beating Shelley Vincent for that title. And she's also campaigned down at super bantamweight as well, where she was WBC international super bantamweight champion. That was back in 2015. But I suppose coming into this contest with against some opponents you may not necessarily have heard of. She had obviously she had the defeat to Serrano in 2019, another defeat in 2021, which was a UD defeat over 8 rounds. But she comes into this with 2 victories, a majority decision victory over Tayana Cardoso, and another UD victory over 6 rounds against Calista Salgado. Going on to the champion now, Amanda Serrano. And Amanda Serrano is obviously well known, I think, to boxing fans, and she has Heather Hardy, but Amanda Serrano is especially well known. A record of 44-2-1 with 30 KOs. She's 34 years old, 5'5.5", 65.5-inch reach. She is obviously currently the IBF, IBO, WBA, WBC, WBO world featherweight champion. She comes into this fight having beaten Cruz Hernandez as recently as February of this year, but she's also fought Sarah Mafu this year as well. Back in the last year. Comes into that run having after the loss to Katie Taylor, which is also back in 2022, which was a split decision loss in New York, which is for the lightweight titles. So obviously a different division where she's competing now. But before that, obviously, she's got championship victories over the likes of Mercado, Bermudez. So kind of Heather Hardy, as we've already mentioned. So a distinguished list of names really on her CV. Paul, the questions I want to ask you really is, these two have obviously fought before it went points. Obviously, there's an age gap, which there obviously was in the first fight, but Heather Hardy now being 40 plus. Do you see it being the same result? As in, do you see Amanda Serrano winning? But do you see it also being via the same way, or do you think there's a chance for a stoppage here?
Yeah, thanks, Elliot, for that brilliant breakdown. And to be honest with you, I think I'm siding with probably about 99.9% of boxing fans here, and I am expecting the same result. I'm expecting Serrano to get her hand raised again come the end of the fight. Obviously, last time, as you mentioned, she won via pretty wide UD back in September 2019. We're that's part of 4 years on from that now. And since then, Serrano has notched up some great wins. A lot of people think she potentially beat Katie Taylor. I personally didn't, but it was a cracking fight. It was nip and tuck. She's a 6'7" weight world champion, something like that. But I feel like featherweight is probably around where she's best. And for me, I'm actually going to go for a stoppage here for Serrano this time around, just for the fact that, Hardy, as you mentioned, yeah, I know she's never been stopped, but she's into her 40s now. Isn't really active. Serrano's so active. Plus, you look at Serrano and 2-minute rounds and all that, not a lot of stoppages in women's boxing, but of her 44 wins, she has 30 knockouts. So, yeah, I'm going to go with repeat in terms of who's going to win. I think Serrano is, but I'm actually going to go for a stoppage here. Don't know kind of any in terms of odds or whatever. I'm not too sure what that'll present. But I'm going to go with Serrano via stoppage. Do you agree? Could you maybe see a stoppage this time around? What do you think?
Well, we haven't talked about this off air, but we do agree. I'm totally with you. I'm 100% on board with this. I think, yeah, Serrano 99.9.9.9.9.9% is going to win here. And I do think you look at, like I said, the two opponents Hardy comes into this contest having fought as well, aren't necessarily marquee names. One with a record of 20-15-3, another one 5-1, so not even that experienced, or the other one obviously having only a marginally winning record. So yeah, I actually think Serrano can get to it here. And especially with the age thing as well. I also foresee a stoppage victory. I'd go second half of the fight, maybe around mid second, maybe like somewhere like 6-7, somewhere around there. But yeah, I think Serrano stoppage is I don't know what the value is. You're the betting man at the two of us, but I think there's a high chance of that happening.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. I'd have to kind of edge towards around 6, 7, 8 as well. Obviously, only 10 round fight in female boxing, 2 minute rounds, but it's a lot more difficult to stop people, obviously. But I have a feeling, not that we're discrediting Heather Hardy here or anything, but I think the time is now for Serrano to stop Hardy the second time around. To be quite honest with you, and that's what I fully expect to happen this weekend. Elliot, that was a brilliant breakdown as always. This is one of two fights on this card that we are previewing. So if you haven't checked out the other one, of which the names will remain unspoken. So yeah, go and click on the other video this weekend, as there's another fight we're previewing from the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas as well. But Elliot, all that's left for me to say is thanks very much as always, and yeah, I'll speak to you again soon.
Thank you very much, Paul, and again, thank you very much, guys, for watching.